6:48, time for the morning rush. Albuquerque police are now releasing video of the moments that they spoke to the teen accused of shooting and killing a 14-year-old inside of a UNM dorm room. Now, on July the 24th, 18-year-old John Fuentes said that he was peer pressured into taking drugs while he and his friends were looking at two guns they had. Fuentes says that it was at that point that the gun he was holding was fired. He's now being held behind bars until his trial.
An Albuquerque mother who was arrested after admitting to wanting to harm her child is back out on the street this morning. Earlier this week, Albuquerque police found 40-year-old Jessica Crespin and her child sitting at a bus stop in the rain. The judge granted Jessica Crespin's release under the conditions that she is not allowed to see her children unless granted by a court.
A Portales woman is now facing charges after police say that she left her gun at a local school. Last Friday, officers were called out to Portales Junior High after a woman reported losing her gun during a kids' volleyball tournament. Officers later found her fanny pack with the gun inside. 32-year-old Sarah Valandri is now charged with bringing a deadly weapon onto school property. Ryan.
And it's a little bit of a cool start there at Moriarty, 56-62 Edgewood, but it's not that cool in the Sunport area, 71, because of a little bit of an East Canyon breeze between 5 to 15 miles per hour, but lessening. 66 Bernalillo, Rio Rancho, 58 Los Lunas. A hotter afternoon and then a stormier one later on.
New Mexico's tribal leaders say they're preparing for deep cuts in President Trump's 2026 budget plan. The state's Secretary of Indian Affairs says that Trump's budget would cut $128 million from tribal health programs, including opioid and suicide prevention. The cuts would hit Gallup Indian Medical Center, which treats over 250,000 patients annually.
New child care programs are coming to more Albuquerque public schools. It's all thanks to the Boys and Girls Club of Central New Mexico. The organization says that it's expanding to Carlos Reyes, Chaparral, East San Jose, Eugene Field, Los Padillas, Los Ranchos, Marianne Binford, Whittier, and Wary elementary schools. Now, with this expansion, the organization now serves students at 19 APS schools.
The Albuquerque Police Department is asking for your help this morning as they search for a missing teen runaway. 16-year-old Aries Jordan was last seen leaving her family on April 22nd. Aries is described as 5 foot 4 inches tall with brown eyes and brown curly hair. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to contact her family or call APD's missing persons unit with the number on your screen. Ryan.
More chances of rainfall in the short term, especially in south and east and central areas of New Mexico, including the mountains. Not only a better chance of thunderstorms with flash flooding, but hail and strong winds. We're getting closer to the second peak of severe weather season, and there's a chance of severe storms today. A little bit drier and hotter tomorrow. More chances of rainfall Sunday into Labor Day, and then a little bit warmer and drier briefly on Tuesday.
For the last time this summer, New Mexico United and UNM Athletics, they are teaming up to fight against hunger. Fans Against Hunger, now aiming to reduce hunger by working with food banks all across New Mexico. United and UNM are going to be hosting supply drives at tailgates throughout the season. Now, the final supply drive is going to be tomorrow at Isotopes Park from 3 to 5:30.
As screen time reaches new highs for kids, one Old Town store is providing a refreshing alternative. Walking into Bugsby's in Old Town, you'll be transported back in time. In every nook and cranny, you'll find something whimsical or nostalgic. The store's owner says she was inspired by her grandchildren to give the community a place to relax without screens. Ryan.
And taking a look at traffic, it's mostly calm out there. No major incidents on the roadways. Now taking a look at traffic, you can see the Big Eye right now picking up just a little bit, but pretty smooth sailing traffic conditions so far on this Friday morning. And more updates later on.
We recently introduced you to Van Gogh, the one-eared pig in search of a family, and now he's finally found a home. Van Gogh was recently found breaking into a South Valley yard, stealing apples. Bernalillo County Animal Shelter staff says he spent the week taking a luxurious mud bath and feasting on apples. Shelter staff is excited to share that he's officially been adopted.
And now it's time for the 5 facts.
And number 5, we recently introduced you to Van Gogh, the one-eared pig in search of a family. And now he's finally found a home. Van Gogh was recently found breaking into a South Valley yard, stealing apples. Bernalillo County Animal Shelter says he spent the week taking luxurious mud baths and feasting. Shelter staff is excited to share that he's officially been adopted.
At number 4, for the last time this summer, New Mexico United and UNM Athletics, they are teaming up in the fight against hunger. Fans Against Hunger aims to reduce that by working with food banks all across New Mexico. United and UNM are going to be hosting supply drives at tailgates throughout the team's seasons. The supplies will then be delivered to the food banks. The final supply drive is going to be tomorrow at Isotopes Park from 3 to 5:30. Fans who donate 5 or more items can get tickets to either the United game on September the 10th or the UNM football home opener on September the 6th.
And at number 3, more thunderstorms today. Those storms will be potent, with not only slow-moving storms in the southern mountain areas producing flash flooding, but a better chance of even severe weather in the eastern parts and northern parts of New Mexico with hail and strong winds. Hot before the storms and then cooler eventually ahead.
At number 2, New Mexico's tribal leaders say they're getting ready for deep cuts from President Trump's 2026 budget plan. The state's Secretary of Indian Affairs is warning lawmakers about what could be lost, saying that the president's budget would cut about $128 million from tribal health programs, including opioid and suicide prevention. They say the cuts would hit Gallup Indian Medical Center, which treats over 250,000 patients annually.
And at number 1, Albuquerque police are showing us the moments they spoke to the man accused of shooting and killing a 14-year-old in a UNM dorm room. On July 24th, police responded to UNM dorms where a 19-year-old was shot and injured and a 14-year-old, Michael Lamont, was found dead in the room. 18-year-old John Fuentes is now being charged with the boy's murder. When interviewed by investigators, Fuentes said he was peer pressured into taking drugs while he and his friends were looking at 2 guns they had. Fuentes says it was at that point that the gun he was holding was fired, but he tells officers he doesn't remember how it was or if he shot anyone. Fuentes says he later called his dad to help and his uncle picked him up from campus with his girlfriend. Records from the Office of the Medical Examiner show Lamont did not have any drugs in his system.